History is a fragile thing. In football, immortality isn't decided by a lifetime of dedication. It's decided by inches. A ball striking the inside of a post rather than the outside. A split-second refereeing decision. A single tactical error. For over 2 decades, Cristiano Ronaldo built a footballing empire. 5 Champions Leagues. 5 Ballons d'Or. Almost 1,000 goals. He bent Europe to his will. Transformed Real Madrid into an unstoppable machine. And shattered every goal-scoring record in existence. Yet as he walked down the tunnel in December 2022, weeping into his hands, the world knew the truth. The ultimate crown had eluded him. The script of his career ended with a tragic flaw. But what if the script didn't end that way? Trophy, destroy the modern football debate, rewrite the legacies of his greatest rivals, and alter the destiny of the sport forever. Before we dive into the story, we have a massive mission here at Pitch Black Football. We are pushing to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And we can't get there without you. If you love dark football documentaries and scandals and alternate history deep dives, hit that subscribe button right now and join the squad. Let's make it happen. To understand how Ronaldo wins a World Cup, we have to look at the 2 distinct moments in history where the timeline could have fractured. Our first branch occurs in Munich, Germany, on July 5, 2006. In the real world, the 21-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo, sporting long hair and the number 17 jersey, watches in heartbreak as a Zinedine Zidane penalty sends France to the final, leaving a golden Portuguese generation empty-handed. But in our alternate timeline, Portugal's defense holds. Luis Felipe Scolari deploys an aggressive counter-attacking system that frees up a young, fearless Ronaldo. He tears through the French defense, outshines Zidane in his final tournament, and Portugal advances to the final against Italy. On July 9th, instead of the infamous headbutt defining the night, it is Ronaldo's relentless step-overs and a late, iconic game winner that seals a 1-0 victory. At just 21 years old, before he ever wins a Champions League with Manchester United or a single Ballon d'Or, Cristiano Ronaldo is already a World Cup champion. The more chaotic, narrative-heavy divergence happens in Qatar. December 2022. Real history saw Ronaldo benched by Fernando Santos, cut down by an organized Moroccan defense, and forced to watch his eternal rival, Lionel Messi, capture the world. In this alternate universe, they bypassed France in the semifinals through a Bruno Fernandes masterclass. And then, the ultimate finale, December 18th, 2022, Lusail Stadium. Lusail isn't just hosting a World Cup final. It is hosting the final battle of a 15-year war. Argentina versus Portugal. Messi versus Ronaldo. The match goes to penalties, tied at 4-4. Messi scores his. Ronaldo steps up. The sporting fallout of either timeline is cataclysmic. In our reality, Lionel Messi's triumph in Qatar effectively ended the mainstream greatest of all time debate for the media. It gave his supporters the ultimate, unarguable shield. But if Ronaldo wins it, the entire paradigm collapses. If he wins it in 2006, Ronaldo plays the rest of his career with zero pressure. The accusation that he could never do it for his country disappears before it can even be spoken. When he moves to Real Madrid in 2009, he doesn't arrive just as an expensive superstar. He arrives as an international deity. If he wins it in 2022, defeating Messi directly in the final, it becomes the single most dominant narrative achievement in human sports history. Ronaldo's narrative was always built on work ethic, defiance, and overcoming the odds. Winning the tournament at 37 years old, after being discarded by Manchester United just weeks prior, would be viewed as a mythological feat. The media landscape would be unrecognizable. The famous Louis Vuitton chess photo wouldn't be a clever marketing campaign. It would be a prophecy. Pundits who spend a decade praising Messi's natural genius would be forced to concede to Ronaldo's engineered perfection. In the eyes of a global audience, the debate wouldn't just be over. Ronaldo would have won it by knockout. But the ripples don't stop at individual trophies. The entire ecosystem of modern football changes. Consider his club career. In our world, Ronaldo's relentless drive was fueled by a desperate hunger to stay ahead of Messi. If Ronaldo secures the World Cup early in 2006, does that furious obsessive fire burn quite as hot? Or does he become a more collaborative, less individualistic player? Conversely, look at Lionel Messi. If Messi loses the 2022 final to Ronaldo, the psychological weight on his legacy becomes almost unbearable. The eternal comparisons to Diego Maradona in Argentina would turn incredibly toxic. Messi's late career narrative would be defined by the tragedy of coming so close, only to have his life's ambitions snatched away by his primary antagonist. Furthermore, Portugal's entire footballing identity shifts. They cease to be the completed novel. Football fans love a perfect story. We crave the clean resolution of a completed novel. A World Cup victory would have neatly packaged Cristiano Ronaldo's career, leaving no room for critique, no room for debate, and no room for tragedy. But as we step out of the alternate timeline and back into reality, we have to ask a final question. Is a perfect story actually better? Ronaldo's entire legacy is built on struggle. He is the man who fought against the system, who fought against public perception, and who fought against time itself. The tears of Qatar didn't ruin his story. They humanized it. They reminded us that even the most single-minded, machine-like athlete to ever live is still bound by the cruel, unyielding laws of footballing destiny. He didn't win the World Cup, but in failing to do so, he gave us something far more compelling than a perfect ending. He gave us a human run. Which universe do you think tells the better story? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more deep dives into football's darkest secrets on Pitch Black Football.